What's up guys, it's your boy again, Crow. Alright, before I get started, I'm pretty sure there's some of you who are on elementary OS, because most of this tutorial will be on elementary OS, who have run into a certain problem that I'm about to show you now. So now there you are sitting at home and you want to update your systems, and you write there sudo apt-get update, input your password, and there it is, updating from your repositories, and you get this error right over here. Obviously this has been an error that many people have been talking about, and they don't really know how to actually fix it. So so it says error repository 10 that repository error release not found, yeah, so forth, so on. So obviously what's telling us that, well, it doesn't have a release candidate anymore, and it does point out the error in detail down here. So from there, now I also ran into trouble with this one even when I would go to the app center here. Give it some time. Right, so if I go to the app center and I go to installed, checking for updates, it would usually prompt me that saying, well, let me just show you. Maybe let me click on an app. So if I go to app center, right, looks like it's not going to pop up today, but you guys know what I'm saying. For those who have who are, right, okay, here it is. Now this error pops up and it again says the exactly same thing, shows the exact same. So it says repository this whatever does not have a release candidate file. Now obviously it does tell us that, well, updating from this repository can be done securely. Now this over here is a pain in the ass. Now in this tutorial I will be showing you how to handle that error, and with ease for that. And this specific tutorial is aimed for newbies, because obviously you might not know how to disable it in the terminal, but there is an application that I would point out to you that would actually help you to, well, help you fix most of the problem that you face on Linux. Now without further ado, the app name is Stacer. Now before I launch the app, I just want to go to the web browser and just show you, where's my web browser, and show you around of what Stacer is really all about. But from my perspective, Stacer is a software that maintains your operating system, your Linux operating system to be more precise here. And it has this graphical user interface which wouldn't be so hard for newbies to actually get around and work around with it, because all you have to do is just flick some few clicks and that's it, instead of going to the terminal and your head all over the place and things like that. So we're just gonna go to your Stacer. This is a project on GitHub that has been contributed by many people. Now if you do wanna, okay, now as you can see here, we are on the page for Stacer interface app, obviously. And well, for Linux this is actually a huge improvement, because for newbies, obviously you don't want to go walk around in the terminal. That's just not fun, I know. And you can see here the contributors right here. Really have to say thank you to those guys. But otherwise, the installation of this application is very simple. Now I already have it installed, but I'm just going to go again with the process as I always do. You just have your terminal here on the left, and obviously if you are on Ubuntu, you're going to use this one. If you are on Debian 64-bit system architectures, you follow this one. Fedora and other, or you can build it from scratch from source code right here using the Qt version 5.0 going up. Okay, so we are on Ubuntu, assuming that you're on elementary OS, because since elementary OS is based on Ubuntu. So first thing you want to do is you want to add the repository. Even though I already did this, now it will say that I already added it. Input your password then, and it should tell us that I already added it, because I already added it. Okay, so it will add again. Now obviously the error is still there, just bear in mind, we will fix that later. Now next thing to do is to update our system. So let's just finish. All right, just by look at it, it looks scary, but moving forward, next thing you just want to sudo apt-get update, just to update tell the system that, well, I've added a new repository, so make sure that it's added into those repositories. So you just do sudo apt-update there, and again it will show the errors, very horrible error. Now it's on number 12, just showing you that now we have added a repository. Now since I already added one, I'm going to remove the other one. Right, now just look how scary this looks really scary. Next is then you have to install the application here. Now I will put these links into the description so that you don't have to struggle going to the website for those who are unable to do so. So you can just copy and paste. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just copying and pasting. That's pretty much it. That's the fun thing about Linux. You just have to copy things to the terminal, and there you have your system and your applications. Now lastly, you just have to get this application by typing sudo apt-get install stacer, and obviously the Y here just saying that yes, you want to install, because if I don't add this, it will prompt me to say whether I do want to install it or not. So right now it's telling me here that I already have it installed. So just thought I should show you guys before starting off. Now once this is installed, what first you want to do is just want to launch the app. So you say stacer, and okay, so for now we are done with the browser here, so you can close that, and now we just keep this here. Now this is stacer. It's a very nice graphical user interface application, and I really like it. I really enjoyed it, and it has fixed many of my problems that I faced on elementary OS and other Linux distro. Firstly, I have discovered this application when I was running Ferrino OS. I was back during this year. But then again, back to the topic, this is stacer. So the dashboard shows us our CPU, the performance of our CPU, the memory, and how much disk is occupied of our entire hard disk. Now obviously it does gives us information. That's something that you'd get from Windows when you go to system info, and this is really cool, like literally. So for a Linux newbie, I'm pretty sure they'll know what's going on here. It shows you your network speed here, so forth. Now to fix this error here, now I'm just going, okay, here's the error. Now just bear in mind that the error is saying that the package, this is a repository, the repository Ubuntu Hera release. Now where do you find repositories? You find repositories here. I think it says there, just hover around it, on top of it, and it will show you apt repository manager. Now obviously here is where you have to search for this specific repository where it says, just remember Ubuntu Hera release, and we're going to scroll down, and here it is, and you can see here that it's toggled on. So what we're going to do is we're going to toggle that off. Obviously, since you are editing system files, you have to input your password just to verify that it is you who's doing this. So just put in your password there, and that is that. Now after that's done, and that's pretty much it. Now let me just, okay, right, that's pretty much it. Now if I go down here, now I can, however, let me go there, new tab, and I can write sudo, sudo apt-get update, and it will update my system without error. So if I do that, I put in my password, it should look clean as it should be out of the box, and you can see no errors right now, and that's pretty much it. So wait for it. I'm not sure why it's taking forever to do this, but anyways, while this is loading here, now again guys, this is your repository. These are all the repositories that you have on your system that you've added, or the system came with them by default. Now obviously there are some repositories that you might feel like, oh, okay, now I don't really need this, I've already, okay, so you can see there no error going on. That's part of the problem is fixed. So as you can see here, guys, there are some repositories that you don't really actually need, because either you don't use application anymore, you've uninstalled it, it's not in your system anymore, but then the repository is still there, you haven't removed it. Now here, this is a nice GUI where you can actually do that. So you just have to open up this here. Let me just put this side, and also, okay, no, apparently you cannot do that. Now, for example, for my case, I'm not using this anymore, the like Capitan anymore, because I'm back to my normal out of the box elementary OS theme. So now I'm just going to search for that and disable it, because I don't use it anymore. So that's how this works. You just need to this is a way for you to manage your repositories without using sudo apt-get-repository and remove whatever, because obviously that might get confusing. So I can switch to, okay, this one is off, and yeah, so forth. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you take advantage of this GUI. And that's not just it, you can disable startup apps. Okay, so let me go system. You can clean up your system here, and it will mark everything that your system is happening. And one thing I do want to tell you guys, don't clear your application cache, because that doesn't make sense. Because obviously if you clear system cache, your system might get a bit slower, because it's like telling it, no, I want you to start I want you to learn from fresh. Because what cache does is it keeps those processes. So for example, I open stacer, there's cache in there now, that when next time I open stacer, it will launch a bit faster. So just bear in mind, just don't clear application cache or any application logs. Anyways, you can clear logs, but not cache. That's one thing I can tell you guys. And then after that, we could just select them more. If you feel like you want to remove everything, you can just hit clear there. I did that yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again. And here you can see, you can search for what you want within this specific app. So you can search for repository. So I can say Ubuntu Hero release, and it should show up. But then obviously, yeah, but you get the point. Here you can see the services that are running in the background that are currently running now, and you can take advantage and see what you can do here. You can switch them on and off if you want. Here, the startup app, these are the processes, so you can see that which processes are taking place behind your thing. So instead of using htop, you can use this as well. Here again, you can see the packages, or the packages that you have, and you can uninstall them if you don't want. They're all here. So obviously this is a very good thing, because like for example, you don't really want to spend your time in the terminal. You can come here and look for the specific package that you want to uninstall, and you can just uninstall it. So for example, I can say, now don't be touching any system apps, only uninstall applications that you have installed. So yeah, okay, I don't really have an app to uninstall right now. So you can go those package managers. In here you can see that how your CPUs are functioning, the history and so forth, so on. So this over here is just to take advantage of the system, take advantage of I don't know how to put it, but yeah, instead of going to the terminal, because obviously newbies are scared of the terminal. Instead, just opening it up like this is scary for them, you know what I mean? Even though I really love the terminal, I spend most of my time here. I actually rather spend most of my time in the terminal, because it just makes sense to me that I'm on Linux and I have to. So, yeah, so anyway, there you can see your processes going on, your network, your memories and so forth, so on. Here you can see your hosts and so forth, then repositories, and where's the startup apps? Startup apps. All right, startup apps. Now here again, this is another thing that I wanted to show you guys. Here you can actually take advantage of showing the specific apps that start up when you launch your when you start up your system, your elementary OS system or any Linux distro. You can actually do this here, come in here and see what's going on here. And you can add, if you want, a specific application that you want to launch, obviously. Yeah guys, that's pretty much it. So this over here, this app called Stacer, it it's something that a newbie can take advantage of, because it has everything in here that you would actually do in the terminal, you know what I mean. And I'm really glad that, well, Linux is actually Linux dev is actually now making applications instead of focusing on making more distributions, because we have sufficient distributions, but then very less applications in the app stores and app centers. But then nonetheless, guys, this is a tutorial that I wanted to show you. So if you really have been struggling on how to remove that error that I have been facing, and now you can see, I can show you again, I don't have that error anymore. It's all fixed, and you can take advantage of this app to remove any anything you don't want in the repository here. So I have, that's 21 repositories and so forth, and you can see if you want to remove anything, you can remove it, so you don't have any errors. So just to prove now, I can go to the app center here, and I can go to installed, and just click on any application just to show you that, well, I'm not going to get that error anymore, because the problems are resolved. So if I go to app center here again, wait for it to load there, I shouldn't get that error again, because, well, I have removed it. See, I mean, so now, as you can see, I don't really have any errors, which is a good thing. I don't have any errors, and yeah, that's really interesting. So now you can show off you can show off to your friends, saying, oh, well, look, I'm in the terminal and I'm typing sudo update and nothing's happening. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to waste too much time here. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As I always say, please subscribe, and like to support your boy, and yeah, have a nice afternoon. I am recording this during the morning, so I'm saying have a nice afternoon because it is in the morning. So